Hello everyone. Give it a little seconds and see let everybody get in here. And let's see. We'll go over some charts, see if we can get some entries on short or long positions, and answer some questions and just have a little bit of fun. All right, let's see. Make sure I have all these notifications off. All right. Alrighty. First, we want to look at Bitcoin. Give it a couple more minutes while I drink my coffee. All right, it's live. Let's go. All right. So first thing we want to do is look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's usually going to tell us which way the market's going to go and the DXY. I had the DXY on here. I'll have to re-add it. DXY. Alrighty. Excuse me. All right, so here's Bitcoin. We broke below our 15 EMA. All the momentums are pushing down. The only one that's just starting to turn up is the MACD a little bit, but looks like we're breaking down there also. 9 hours left in the day chart, and you can see that we barely have 9%. That's going to be really key for us, because if you zoom in on it, and we looks like we're staying above or below it. If we do stay below it, most likely the next day is going to be red, because would be called the bump and run. So we have the breakout downwards, we have the little bump, and then we have it running down to resistance and support levels. So if we close below right now 16,877, looks like it will be what is called the bump and run. So we'll just have to wait and see in the next 9 hours. I'll do an update. If you're in the Discord, I'll do an update and I'll post it in there at the close of today's chart to tell you where most likely it's going to go. 12-hour chart. You can see that we're staying below that. These are called this is the bump and runs. It looks like we're coming against that zero line, which means that we're running out of momentum upwards, and looks like we're going to start coming down. So nothing looks like we're going to go up at the moment. So we want to be very careful in taking long positions right now. Even though that we just did a long position and made, I think, 3 cents or something like that off it. But just testing, playing around. All right, so let's go look at Ethereum, and then we'll jump into the Binance coins that we can short and long. Ethereum on the day chart is the same thing. As long as we stay below that 15 EMA, we'll be heading back down. Looks like we're right at it right there. 1246. Right now we're at 1243, so we're only $3 away from that one. So let's see how today's closes in the next 9 hours before we go and try to take long positions on the day chart. That doesn't mean that we can't play around on the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart is where we're going to want to try to take entries and go from there. The MACD is usually going to be where we're going to have the entries at, and then we want to wait for our momentum indicator to indicate to us that we have a swing high or swing low. Let me give you an example. So this is the replay button on there. You can see that our MACD is not red. Our MACD line, sorry, our MACD line is not green. Sorry, it's not green. So we want to wait for that to turn green on us, and you can see right here is where it turns green. This is the green arrow, right, or the green marking right here. So if you did take that position and you did your swing low and you did 1 to 1.5, you're probably going to be okay. But just want to show you how you need to wait for it, the 1 to 1.5. All right, so that would be your setup if you just go in off of the off of the MACD crossover. But look at right here, your momentum indicator is extremely high. So look what happens. You go into profit, but now we're going to start swinging down. Now we're going to wait for this indicator to turn up on us. Oh, sorry. We want to wait for this indicator to go down lower to turn up on us. And you can see right here, we get a little bit better entry, but right here you go into profit and you go to negative. We want to try to stay out of negative as much as possible. So if you do this, you can see that you get a better entry and a safer entry, because you know this is already maxed out. So you know that this is not going to stay there, even though that this is where it's at. And oops, and you can see, get out of there. And you can see, get out of there. And you can see this would have been our entry right here, and we would have made it straight into profit. Came back down here and tested it. But you can see that you really want to try to wait for the swing highs and swing lows. You don't want to go against the trend. Though this one did work out, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like for example, here's your breakdown right here. Here's your breakdown right here. Your momentum indicator is saying that we're done going down. So we're going to go sideways or we're going to start going back up. The momentum indicator is saying that we're going to go back up. So any position in here with this, you're being your stop loss, is a good position to take, because your probabilities of making money is going to be astronomical, because you know that this right here is just a little correction. Here's a low, here's a higher low, and here is your confirmation of going in. So you can get into it any position right here. You get in up here, you can get in down here. Any position along this this price action that is consolidating is a good entry. Anything right there is going to be it. And you also know that this is a support and resistance levels, because it started consolidating. And look what happened. It came back down here, touched into the consolidation. If you would have saw this, there's no doubt about it, you would want to go long. Everything is pushing up. So if you have this is just the wells liquidating all the longs so they can make more money. That's all that is. Right here, you can see that we came back in there and touched this resistant level. It was support and resistance the whole time. It broke out to the upwards. Came back down here, and we came into it. And if you would have saw this, you could have taken that position and rode up. But I mean, that was several hours ago. All right, let's go to. But that's my say on that. Let's go to Binance. Switch to coins. Wave USDT. Here is Wave. On the 15-minute chart, you can see that it sold off pretty hard right here at 8% on there. So it looks like it's starting to try to consolidate before it breaks down and makes another low. Let's see if we can find and I should set up all these notifications, but if you have all these notifications on Binance, you get overwhelmed and then you get complacent. So you really want to try to wait and see the coins and just flip through them real quick and go from there. Here's a UNFI coin, UNFI off of the USDT. We can see that we have a shoulder. Here's our head, and looks like we're going to form another shoulder before we start heading down. Looks like we're breaking down, but you wouldn't want to take this position short, because your momentum indicator, it looks like it's already been pushed down. That's one of the good things about this custom indicator of ours, is that it will give you a better probability of swing lows and swing highs. So if you are a member of our Discord, you get all three of these indicators for free, as long as you're a member of our Discord, and we'll teach you how to use them. And they are really good, and they're really helpful. You can see that it caught this swing high. Here's another one that it had the swing high. You can see that it's consolidating, and you have a lower high, lower high. You could have taken any of these positions right here, and you just had to wait it out. One thing that some people will have a mindset of, when you take a position, you automatically should go into profit, and that's just not how it works. You want to have the highest probability chances of making money in your positions, and you do that by experience and having mentors like our Discord that you could join, and run stuff by. Paper trade first for a little bit if you have to. Let's see. If you want me to look at a coin, all you got to do is post it on there, and we'll jump in there and look at it. You can see that we're just steadily just dropping off the face of the earth. Another thing is, you could have taken this position and just wrote it down all the way, keep on going, and make tons of money at 5x, 10x. Altcoins are super easy to trade. Here's your breakout right here on the 1 inch. Now we're starting to consolidate with our momentum pushing up. So that looks like if we break above this 24 moving average, then we may have something going on there, but it doesn't look like it right now. All right, so those are the top losers of the day. Here's the top gainers of the day. And let's see. Band USDT now it's starting to correct on you. And so this is where a lot of people will get in trouble right here. You have a double top, and you have Twizzlers tops, and then you have a double top. Now, are we going to break down? So I mark my double tops different than normal people. This is how I mark them, from the breakout to the middle point, and once it breaks down there, I wait for the retest of this line. Some people, the way that they teach you is that you wait for this breakout down here. So if you wait for the traditional breakout, you want to wait down for this to break down, and then you want to target whatever the high is of there. And I will mark that real quick too. So here's the high right there. Here is the low. I get down there. There's the low. And so what you would do is you would take this, and when it broke down, that would be your target to take profit. That's how you measure that. I measure the same, but then I also wait for it to retest this. All right. And I also wait for this retest of this before I take a short. We had some signals going on, so let's go look at the signals. All right, let's see. Bitcoin pumping. Should have stayed in our long. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Don't go long just yet. Let's look at it first. Here's on the 15-minute chart. We did have a nice little pump up. Once your indicator starts going consolidating like this, you got to be very careful, because that means that there's a battle going on, and who's going to win. Ethereum, we just broke above it. We were down here right just a couple seconds ago. Litecoin, if we get down 0.69%, looks like we'll be able to take that position. So we'll watch Litecoin real quick and see how well it does. If we can get down here on there, because it looks like it's trying to break out. We're pushing up. We're really late into the trend, because the trend's way down here, right? Here's your trend. Here's your true entry right here. So let's see. If you got into it now, you are 5 hours and 15 minutes into the trend. So you want to be really careful on that. I am going to set up these notifications. I'm going to stop all the other notifications, and I'm going to set up the 15-minute chart and notifications, and we'll get quite a bit of notifications, but it'll be good for us to look at the charts. But yeah, the Litecoin, let's see this market. So this is where it would want to be. You want to target 1.5 to 1. We could do 1. So here it is right here. Look, we're on. I mean, so when this happens, don't even try to get into it because it's pumping really quick. I couldn't even get the setting. I didn't even have time to come over here and place the trade over there because where it is. But this would have been a good one because we're breaking above it, breaking above it, breaking above it. So what we'd want to do is wait for it to come back down on the first red candlestick and try to get into it. Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, we're super late into this trend too. Here's your trend breakout. Actually, it'd probably be right here if you wanted to get technical. This is where it was. We're 5 hours, and again, 5 hours and 15 minutes into it. Ethereum, we're above the 233, but we need to come back. We need to clear the 223 for several candlesticks on the 15-minute chart, and we may want to come back and retest it or retest the 15 and the 24. Do you decide to join a trade based on the mom entry? Yes. So this is the very best indicator, in my opinion, that you could possibly have. It catches, and it doesn't look fancy, but it catches your swing lows and swing highs. This is not a swing low. Well, I guess technically it is, but I want it to be a true swing low into this green zone or into this red zone. That's why I have it color coded. And you want to go with the trend. So like right here, this is a swing. This would be technically a swing high, though it did go back down, but your momentum is upwards. So you can see that your momentum is upwards. So you wouldn't want to trade against the trend. You would want to wait for it to come back down here. And this is not a swing high, a swing low. This is just a small little correction. And because you can see that the next one is going to be your true entry. So you want to try to trade inside the green zone or inside the red zone. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Most of the time it does, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, and you just got to make an entry onto a different candlestick pattern or something like that. Like right here, you're going sideways. So when you go sideways, I usually don't trade because that just gets people wrecked and you get screwed over that way. So if you can't decide which EMA is which, then you don't want to do that. And this will stop you from getting into bad trades also. So you can see the breakdown is right here. If you got into this downward movement, this small downward movement, it wouldn't have been off of the MOM indicator. It wouldn't have been off the momentum indicator, because you can see the momentum indicator once here is your breakout. Down here, here's where it broke out. Now you have your EMAs separating. Well, you're completely maxed out right now. I don't like using the word overbought and oversold because that's not what this is. This is a momentum indicator. The momentum is down. That doesn't mean that it's going to drop 50%. It just means that it's going to drop. And right here, this means it's going to go up. That's all that means. This would have been a bad trade because you're at the very bottom of your momentum. This movement right here with this candlestick, this is a good entry because you're already down. You're down. It took forever to get down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candlesticks to get down, and it took one candlestick to pop back up. So that means that this was just a rest. Here's your momentum. Your momentum's clearly up. Here's what this is a bump and run pattern. This is you have the breakout, you have the bump, and now you have the run. So this is a really good pattern to trade. What you really want is you want to see it just continue to go up and up and up. And see the Litecoin position. Look at there. I mean, we didn't get in. We couldn't have got in. It was too fast. But it looks like we're having some good momentum right now. And on the 1 hour chart, the 1 hour chart is really good to trade. The 2 hour chart's really good to trade with this too. It's just the problem with the 2 hour chart and the 1 hour chart is that you'll go into negative and stay in negative for quite a bit most of the time. But you still know where your stop loss is. Here's your swing high. Here's your higher swing high. So either this can be your stop loss or this can be your stop loss, and you just target 1 to 1. So it's really good. Let me see. For example, here is your movement right here. This is a good example right here too, because you can see you can see that you went into negative first before you went into positive. And if you targeted 1 to 1, which is what you would want to do, and the reason you'd want to do that is because you're coming against that 233. If you come against that 233, you want to make sure that that's not past your entry. I'm sorry, past your exit. But yeah, so there it is. That's a good one. So don't freak out if you go into negative first. If your momentum is pushing up and you're going in and to go into negative first, that is, it could be retailers buying or shorting against the trend because they don't know any better. Or it could be that the whales are just trying to sell off enough where they can keep buying and buying and buying and accumulating prior to that. So XRP at the moment is also a bad entry, even though the MACD is, let's go to XRP. You know, the MACD and the MOM are supportive because we are too late into the momentum of the MOM. So right here, well, you're late. That's a 2-hour chart. I think you're talking about the 15-minute chart. So the 15-minute chart, you're actually kind of earlier than the other ones. Here's you're about only an hour and 45 minutes into that one. You made a higher high on here, and you made a higher high on there, so that's pretty good. So wait for this to correct itself and see what happens. If this comes back down and if you have a fully engulfing one, then you definitely don't want to try to take that trade. Your mom indicator is almost turned over on you, which means that we're probably going to head back down. So you definitely wouldn't want to go long on this position because your mom indicator is pushing down on you. Let's see. XLM's pushing up on us. Here is EOS. See, when you start having these swings like this, you got to be very careful because you can't even tell the difference between your moving averages. Here is the only safe position you have. You have two moving averages. They're separated, and you have the max out part right here, and we have a little dip right here, and we have the dip all the way down to the bottom, and then look what happened. We hit our bottom on there and turned up. This is why you want to use faster momentum indicators in cryptocurrency, because the volatility is your friend. If you know how to read the volatility and you know that you're not going to win every trade, okay? It's just not going to happen. But you can have the highest probability chances that you could possibly have if you just follow the plan, and that's all you have to do. XTZ came up. It looks like we're fixing to hit that 233, which is right at 993.993. So if you do get into a long here, you would want to definitely you want to actually want to sell at the 993 area. But looking at it right now on the 4-hour chart, you're still bearish. You're still heading down, even though your mom indicator is pushing up. How far are we going to push up before we get reset? Before we get up here and get into this zone over here? And once we get into this zone over here, you want to wait. And you can also use another thing that that they don't teach you is that you can use your MACD. And as soon as your MACD crosses this line, you break that plane and retest it, you go long. So right now, on the 4-hour chart, you wouldn't want to go long on XTZ. On the 15-minute chart, you definitely could have an entry, a short entry at 993 for sure. If you wanted to gamble a little bit, 993 is definitely an area where you're going to want to short at that Fibonacci line. Let's see. XRP. Here's your XRP. Dot, Doge. Let's go look at Shiba coin. Shiba Inu. go to the day chart. Yeah, it looks like we have a bunch of zoom in on it. We have clearly a breakout. If we close below that 15, that's going to be our bump and run, and it looks like we're going to dip. Same thing with Bitcoin Cash. So here's an interesting pattern that Bitcoin Cash is setting up right here. You can see we have a gap. We have a gap up, and if we close below there, that's going to be bullish for us. But we have no confirmation of it, or bearish, sorry. It'll be bearish for us if it closes below that 233. That means that it's just going to get rejected by it, but none of our momentum indicators are pushing down. Our EMAs are separated, so that's good for us. That gives us a little bit of confirmation. Let's see. Bitcoin. See, this is why you want to wait and wait for the entries to be set up for you in your favor. Here's the Litecoin position. If you would have taken that, you'd be negative right now. You'd be negative 9.9%, 0.05%. And if you're 5xing, you're down 2% already. So 2.5% actually. So if you want to wait, you need to wait for the entry. You never go in on a position in the middle of a candlestick unless you're going to take a position off of your moving average. If you don't trade off the moving averages, you got to wait for it to close. So you know what that candlestick's going to do. Because when this started pumping and you took a long position in there, you just FOMO'd in. You fear of missing out took over. You took that position, and it's going to drive you insane. Closing positions are always the best positions because you know exactly what they're going to do. Your histogram on your MACD is extremely high right now. You can look at the last swing high right here, go straight over forward, and you have it broken over. Here you have it downwards. So you know you have a hidden divergence on your MACD, and so you got to be just a little bit careful on taking a long position right now because your MACD and your price action need to make higher highs for you to be able to do that. Yeah, once I get off here, I'll set up all the 15-minute notifications, and I'll color code them to long and short and stuff like that. I just got to figure out how I can do it. And I changed the color here so people could actually I have it backwards actually. This one should be red. And this one should be black. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. Size over here. All right, so anyway, any other coins you want me to look at before we jump off here? And I'll set up all these notifications on here. I'll send you some videos also of content out of here, out of this book. ADA. Change this back. Here we go. Okay. ADA on the day chart. Looks like we have a swing high on the Hall indicator, but it looks like we're pushing up. We're making the lower low on the oscillator. Oscillator is pushing down. That's really good. Now we go to, and look, see if you would have saw this, you could have taken that position off of that 200. Taking that position off of the 200. Got a little love going on. Taking that position when it got to the 200, and right now you're sitting at 0.37% times 10. If you 10x'd it, you're looking at 3.7%. super quick money, less than 15-20 minutes. But right now, you when it gets to the 233 moving average, it's going to bounce around quite a bit. So what you want to do is you want to have patience and you want to wait for this breakout to happen. Is that breakout going to be up or down? The momentum will give you a hint on where it is and the best probability of where it's going, but it doesn't mean that it's going to go there. Look at the on the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, it's just been bouncing back and forth on that 200 for several hours. Let's see how many hours. 6 hours. 6 hours on the 5-minute chart has been bouncing back and forth, back and forth. Range trading is not fun at all, unless you know that it's range trading and you short from the top and you long from the bottom. Other than that, you got to be extremely careful on it. But let's go back. All right. Nothing else, and doesn't look like we're going to have any entries right now. We will have entries, that's for sure. So if you do want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description box below. And if you want to learn how to trade, again, it's in the description box below, and you'll be able to join us, talk to us 24/7. We're usually on there 24/7, and go from there. See, we closed above it on Bitcoin Cash, so it looks like we're heading up. Just a little bit. Cake USDT, I think we are late though. Cake USD. Yeah, we're late on this one. This one's another one that swings quite a bit. You don't want to jump in late because either you catch the trend and you're going to miss more than you catch. We're 4 hours late into this trend. You're going to miss more trades than you do catch them. So just know that is going to happen. There's no way that you can set all the alerts and catch every single movement there is. Your goal is to catch 2-3 per day, and hoping that they're the highest probability ones, and you make money off of those. That's the goal. Out of 2,000 coins or whatnot, however many they are, catching 2 or 3 a day is not. It shouldn't be hard, but it shouldn't sound like it's hard, but it really is hard because you have to make sure you have the right settings, make sure you look at it, you see everything that you need to see, the swing highs and swing lows and stuff like that. But yeah, the cake one is late. I'm going to set up all the 15-minute indicators right now as soon as I get off of here. We'll start catching them. I'll stop all the other ones, and stop all. It's gonna stop them all, and then I will go through them and set up the 15-minute ones. Other than that, if you want to join the Discord, go ahead and join, and we'll like to see you in there. Other than that, we'll see you on the next video tomorrow. I'll be on at 7:30 Central Time. I don't know exactly what time it is everywhere else, but 7:30 a.m. in the morning I'll go live. So come live trade with us, and we should be good. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video, and we'll see you in the Discord room.